Hello, I am Simulator Dirk and welcome back to Train Sim World. It's been a long time and we now have Train Sim World 4. We can see our featured trains on the screen there, including a loco haul train from California, the LNER Azuma, and a train from Germany. All I've done so far is gone in and adjusted my settings for recording. That's all I've done. I've deliberately not watched any videos, so this is my first impression. Of course, there are lots of previous Train Sim World episodes on the I Choose You playlist for train simulators. There's a lot there. This is Train Sim World 4. Apparently, and I'll check, apparently everything that has been in the previous Train Sim World 4s has been automatically imported. My profile's been automatically imported. So we'll wait and see what happens. Railways are a dangerous place and you should never attempt to replicate or copy the activities you see in-game on the real railways. For your own safety, do not trespass on railway property, always follow advice given by railway staff, and observe signs and instructions provided at all times. Train Sim World 4 has been designed to give you the freedom to enjoy your passion from the safety and comfort of your own home. Press any key to continue. So we have our Germany talent train on the, I think that's a talent 2 on the right hand side. The LNER Azuma in the centre. And from Metrolink, I believe is on the left hand side. There's also the Flying Scotsman in there as well. So we'll wait and see. We'll go into it. So this is the first screen that I get, the main menu. To the trains, your collection, training centre, creators club, and a link to the store. So we have a look at my profile. So I've done 893 miles on trains. I've done just over 33 miles on foot. I am level 34. So let's have a look at trains. Actually, we'll go back to the trains, your collection. Pick a train. Alright. No, maybe I needed to be on the other screen. We'll go into profile. We'll have a look at trains. Alright, we'll see what's there. Okay, the Class 66 EWS is there. That's cool. Have used that before. The Class 323, I haven't used that yet. I was hoping for a bigger picture to come up. The Stenia 8F steam loco. And we get some German locomotives. And some German intercity multiple units, including the Talent 2, the Class 801 LNER, the Azuma, the Flying Scotsman, the Metrolink. That actually looks a lot like, and I'll confirm this when we get to it, that looks like the Siemens Charger locomotives that Amtrak are starting to use. The cab car for Metrolink, and some more German locos, and an OBB S-Bahn from Austria. So let's go and have a look at the training centre. We'll explore the training centre on foot, I think, first. So we'll go and have a look at the training centre, and then we'll get into something here. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of artwork they've picked. They've picked an artwork here of the Cajun Pass where the locos are barely visible, but they have gone on to the cacti in the centre. Interestingly, now there's also a photo mode. As I said, I haven't been into this in any great detail at this stage, but there is a photo mode which should be a lot easier. I probably will look at some videos at some stage, but I just want to have a look around first of all at the trains, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do some driving. So Train Sim World, part of Simulated Irk, starting to get back into some episodes now after a busy winter period, unrelated to anything else, including my other YouTube channel, which is called A Mountain of Work, which is a lot of real life transport videos. And I'm also in the middle of a project of updating all the screen art. Okay, here we go. We are at the training centre. We don't want to start the diesel training module right now. We want to have a look around the training centre. Alright. So we have the Class 323 electric multiple unit. So we'll go for a walk around it. I don't know if this is me, but still I'm having my audio issues that I usually have with Train Sim World that I don't have with any other simulator, where the audio cuts in and out. Now, it has been quite some time since I've actually done anything in Train Sim World, so thinking about what the shortcuts are for everything, and it's like going back to train driver school all over again, or simulator train driver school all over again. So while we're here, we'll have a look inside the 323 and we'll unlock the door. Up the stairs. So nice spacious cab area here. Here's the driver's side. Looks fairly similar to other electric multiple units that we've driven in Britain before. So we'll go through the train. Oh, gee, that looks narrow. Now, I've never been on this train in real life, but if you see that's the hallway, or the aisle, that's what I was looking for, the aisle. If you have a look at the aisle and it's that big, and then they've gone for 3x2 seating, so the aisle isn't very much at all. Now, I don't know if the real train has 3x2. Logically, it should be 2x2. Because if you have a look at this 2x2 section, that's a lot better. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I pressed F1, I've wiped out all the shortcuts, etc. This must be the toilet. Doors probably don't work. Space for wheelchairs there. Yeah. The next station. Oh, the next station is. Yeah, so I'm not a fan. This is the next station is. Now the interesting one is that there's no, I haven't seen any branding in this. As I said, I haven't been on this train in real life and I haven't done a lot of research, so we'll see what happens. Alright, let's jump into the seat. Master key on. So AWS reset. So we can release the doors. If we go alright, so that's the train we're on at the moment. So we'll get a straight cab, we'll go back inside the train, we'll get out of the seat and actually see if the door release worked. Am I right if I use the door release? Now I don't think that's right because I had to use the door release on the left, but let's go and sit in the seat and we'll press doors closed. Now did the doors actually close? No, they didn't. It's interesting. But we will have a look in some detail a little bit later on each of these trains. Okay, we'll get out of the seat. We'll take our master key out. Traction lock will not release with the cab or passenger doors open. Seat. Now these doors should have shut by themselves, maybe because I opened them manually, maybe that's the reason. Alright, we'll get back in the seat. the seat. Alright, we'll close the door again. So that's a very quick look through the Class 323. Now we're just going to go for a walk around and see what we can see here. Okay, so we've got the Azuma. We've got the Talon 2. '66 class. Now that looks, as I said, that's the Metroliner. That looks very similar to the new Chargers. A couple of steam engines, which is awesome to see. Couple of German logos. What was that one? Well, won't do anything like that just yet. So we're coming over to our German side. Now, if this was a multiple unit instead of Lyco hauled, this would look very similar. S-Bahn Dresden. This would look very similar to the trains that have just taken to the Peninsula Corridor between San Francisco and San Jose in America. That line's been electrified and it's in testing at the moment. But they've actually got European style electric multiple units that are about that size, double deck. They've got the interesting situation at the moment where they've got a lot of lower level platforms. So they've actually got two different sorts of doors, one for the high platforms when they eventually upgrade them, and one for the low platforms. So we'll head over. I know everyone probably wants to go to the Azuma straight away, and so do I. But I want to have a look at the Metroliner. Now, of course, we need to remember, being an American loco, that the driver or the engineer sits on the right hand side. So we'll sit in the engineer's seat. Now, of course, I'm going to do tutorials on this. There's a map available. Okay, that's interesting. So we're going to have to do the tutorial for that. Engine start, station in cab. Door must be closed when locomotive is in operation. Failure to do so will affect locomotive performance. That's interesting. So why don't we get out of the cab and we'll close the door again. I don't know how you're supposed to close it from the ground at that height in reality. You'd honestly have to be on the ladder to do that. So we'll go to the other end. Again, being an American train, you can see very low to the ground because a lot of their platforms are low level. But we'll go to the cab car. So, is there a door here? No, you have to go through the passenger door here. I'll close the door. So, double deck. Very similar to how the current diesel trains are on Peninsula Corridor. And we'll go to the other end. Got some tables here. So it's interesting, like in Australia with the double-decker trains that I'm used to, this would be platform level, and then you'd go upstairs or downstairs, but you actually have to go downstairs here to get off the train. Oh, there are some wheelchair spaces, and there's some Spanish, because there's lots of Spanish in and around, especially the Los Angeles area. The closer you get to the border between San Diego and Mexico, the more Spanish you see. Okay, so there is an accessible toilet, drinking water. So there's been a lot of attention to detail paid, especially to the signs. Use caution when passing between the cars. Tenga mucha precaución. I'm not even going to try that Spanish. But if you've got the English version near you, or you can basically make out a lot of the words are similar in Spanish when they're written. So even if you don't have the English version right next to you, like you have in this example, you can basically figure out, if you only had the Spanish version, which is on the right, you could basically figure out what they were saying. Questions or feedback. Pregnatus or comentarios. Safety or security concerns. Problems de protección de seguridad. Or emergencies, I think. But you can basically see, if you didn't have the English version there, and I could make out what the message was. So we'll go into the cab. That's the theory. Why can't I go into the cab? Oops, I want to go downstairs, not upstairs. Maybe there's a door, but it's only on the engineer side. Let's have a... I want to climb up, I want to close the door. So that'd be the emergency exit, because the driver's cab's up there. Hang on, did I go upstairs? Ah, okay. So that's like a... I don't even know what that door could be. There's the cab door. Okay. I was trying to go through the wrong area. So basically you can drive the train from this end, but the diesel at the other end is providing all the power. So we're going to have a go at this soon. Let's go outside. I want to have a look outside, but there we go. So that's a train we're on. Actually, that's a pretty good screenshot for our album art. Training center in the background. Okay, so we'll go back in the cab. We'll get out of the seat. Okay, so we've just closed the door. So I'm not even sure that even could be a conductor area, which we still should be able to access, but no, I didn't want to climb up, I just wanted to close the door. You have to be very precise where you put the cursor. Of course, if you've played Train Sim World before, or if you've watched my episodes or somebody else's, none of this will be a surprise. I am presuming that you'd be able to buy Train Sim World 4 and come up to speed with what you have to do. I have had the advantage where I have played before, but it has been some time. So, of course, we're going to have a look at the Azuma now. Yeah. So, the Azuma. Get it straight. There we go. The Azuma is basically the next level of British rail travel in terms of LNER. They're basically the 800 series, and some different operators have different subclasses of the 800 series, and some of them have different titles. LNER, they have it under the they use the Azuma name, and it's been officially licensed, etc. But they have different models and different names depending on what company it is. Some of them don't actually brand them as anything. And some of them aren't necessarily 800 class. Some of them are electric only, and some of them are bi-mode, so diesel and electricity, but we'll get into that when we learn the Azuma. So this is the cab. And we'll go through, walk through a couple of carriages. Now this, of course, carries on from the high-speed train, the HST, which still, by the way, actually just finished service for cross-country in Britain at the time of recording in September 2023. And some of the HSTs have also gone up to Scotland as well. And in a move which took me by surprise, and probably took a lot of people by surprise, some of the old HSTs have actually just gone across the ocean, and they're going to be used in Mexico of all places. Oh, this is very nice. This is first class. 2x1 seating. Now, I haven't been overseas since 2014, so I haven't been on one of these trains. Seen lots of videos, etc., but hang on. Toilet door controls, they're probably not going to work. Welcome to first class. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole train, but we are going to go down to economy. So this is economy. Still looks pretty good. Now, there's a lot of people, of course, that are not necessarily happy with seating in modern trains. Oh, okay, so they call it standard class, okay. This area is for storage of large luggage items only. Please do not store your bike here. Okay, so we've got more toilets here. Standard class. So our scenario started at 10 o'clock. So it's interesting to see, and you can see on the left hand side of the screen on the display that it says 10:25. That's game time 10:25, and on the passenger information screen it actually shows 10:25. Well, actually did just show 10:25 until it disappeared. So that's an interesting touch. Now I said that I wasn't going to walk through the whole train, but we must almost be at the Now, if you were to go into the Creators Club, I believe that there's different versions of the paint schemes. So if you wanted to run a different operator that operates an 800 class, it might not be exact. And we'll probably do that at some stage. Okay, so now on the passenger information display, it's gone to 10:26. Okay, and here's our cab B. Keep this doorway clear at all times, train crew only. This is not customer area. So multiple units, so cab at either end. And we're back at the front of the train. So I did want to get back into some training. Screen elements training module. Let's do that and see what happens. Because yes, I have used Train Sim World before, and of course Train Simulator as well, Train Simulator Classic, where you can get into the training and that sort of stuff. Train Sim World has always been very technical in terms of switches and that sort of stuff. So this will also give you some updates into what has changed.
This module will cover the on-screen overlay, known as the heads-up display or HUD, that is shown when you are in control of a train. Climb up the ladder into the train and then sit in the indicated seat.
So this is very typical for Train Sim World if you haven't done it before. You can basically step in at any point. That's handy, they've already got the door open for us. Alright, I am going to, well, let me close the door. So we'll go sit in the seat, we'll do what they want. Okay, now I'm sitting in the seat. Okay, now what?
Welcome to the most important seat in the train. While sitting here, you'll be in full control. Before you think about moving the train, though, let's look at the HUD overlay that's appeared on the bottom right. The heads-up display is a guide to what your train is doing. The main part of the HUD is the speed display. A white bar will appear around the outside to show your current speed, and the red mark indicates your maximum permitted speed.
Okay, now I don't actually have...
This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate forward, reverse, and neutral directions.
Now for some reason my HUD actually hasn't appeared.
This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power or throttle control is in. These are the brake indicators. The exact ones shown will vary by train and will often be visible in the train itself on various gauges. They tell you what's happening in the braking system. The most important one is the BC or brake cylinder. If that's reading 0, then your brakes are released. Anything else, and brakes are applied and you won't be able to move.
Yeah.
Every train can have small variations in the HUD unique to the way it works, but they will mostly look the same. As you learn to control new trains, study the HUD and learn how it helps you operate it. If you want to see this again, you can rerun this training module at any time.
Now, it's actually very interesting. The HUD didn't actually appear for me at any stage. Alright, I'm not going to go through and move a train and all that sort of stuff. Training Centre Locomotive list. Okay, so we've got the... So new are the talent 2, the 801, Class 801, the Azuma, Flying Scotsman, and the S-Bahn. They're the new ones. Now it's interestingly it's not showing Metrolink as new. Alright, so let's go back. I don't want to do screen elements again. I just did that.
This module will cover the on-screen overlay, known as the heads-up display or HUD, that is shown when you are in control of a train.
I don't want to do that. I've just done that one.
Climb up the ladder into the train and then sit in the indicated seat.
We'll actually see. I'll just do this first bit quickly. Just walk to it. And see if the HUD actually appears this time around.
Welcome to the most important seat in the train. While sitting here, you'll be in full control. Before you think about moving the train, though, let's look at the HUD overlay that's appeared on the bottom right. The heads-up display is a guide to what your train is doing. The main part of the HUD is the speed display, a white
Alright.
bar will appear around the outside to show your
We'll just turn all the HUD things on for the moment. That's what the HUD's supposed to look like.
current speed, and the red mark indicates your maximum permitted speed. This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate forward, reverse, and neutral directions. This is the power display. A number.
So as I said, because I haven't watched any videos, I don't know if that's supposed to happen. Let's go to photo mode.
Will indicate what position the power or throttle.
No, we don't want to do that. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's go to the Metro link. Yeah, actually, we'll do that on the start of the next episode. Anywho, I have been Simulator Deck. You have been wonderful. That's been a first look at Train Sim World 4. And we will do the Metro link next. And then I think we'll move from that to the Zoomer after that. I've been Simulator Deck. You've been wonderful. Thanks for watching and bye for now.